All right, traders, the watch list video here for Tuesday, October 18th. This is the daily on the SPY. It looks like we pretty much stayed inside of yesterday's range. But look at the intraday, especially for those of you that didn't trade today. So most of the gains were done via a gap. And then I would say 5 hours maybe of straight, what I call sidewaysness. I know it's not a word, but not the best environment for some great trading setups. We'll give a hat tip to Nicholas. INPX was on the gap playlist, right? And then it did this and then did this and kind of right back down to the lows. And I think for a while I even took it off a chart, and then somebody mentioned it was coming back up. It starts to curl up somewhere in here, and Nicholas called it back through I-50, 850 with the high of day, like 9 cents above, right? And it's getting late enough in the day where shorts are kind of in trouble, right? Because generally when a stock looks like this after the gap, maybe scoot over a little bit, generally shorts are going to win, right? Because we call that, people sometimes call this a flag, and we say, well, maybe it's a flag, but it's a flag dragging on the ground, because here's the pole. Of course, this isn't including pre-market trading, but generally these don't work to the upside. But when they do, especially late in the day, shorts have to cover, right? And that's what happens. And there's the 850 break, and it never looked back at it and went up over, what did it go to? 976. So a neat little call by Nicholas there. I'm going to watch this one tomorrow because of the volume and a pretty strong close. What else are we watching? VEV gapped up. There's the intraday on that one. It looked like it was trying to pull an INPX, but it didn't have enough time. But it finished strong enough, especially after the gap up here that went to $1.49, and then the gap up here, $1.29. If we break today's high tomorrow, maybe we come up and retest that 150 area. We'll see. It's going to go on watch. MGNX had really nice sounding headline. Didn't do great, but look at this another one. I took off a chart too early because it gapped up and then just sold off, and I thought, I guess nobody cares about this. Next thing I know, it's hitting a new high of day ticker, and that's what I get for taking it off a chart. So I never did trade it, but it ended up with a big volume day and a pretty strong day, right? Again, really nice headline. So I do want to keep my eyes on that one. RBLX had a nice gap up today. They released some numbers. Closing off its highs, but I do want to watch it for a possible follow-through day tomorrow. ACOR, big rip today. Definitely goes on watch for tomorrow, even though it's one of those under a buck stocks. I still think it's interesting. I generally don't trade stocks in that range. APDN had a really nice run for about a week, and now you've got 2 red days down into the, back to the moving averages. So I am going to put this on bounce watch. RUM is Rumble, and we just got another red day. There's no support to the left, but I'm just looking for an oversold bounce. I'm a day trader, right? So we might get an A+ setup in it, and maybe get a trade in it. So CANO is a different kind of a bounce play where I'm thinking, hey, maybe this is overdone for one day. And the headline was, turns out CVS is not going to buy them. But the news that CVS was going to buy them came out on this day, right? So it was still over 6 before that news. So you could argue maybe this flush and it's down to support. You could argue maybe that sell-off is overdone. So we're going to watch that one tomorrow. LASE, after the IPO just got beat up, then the gap up, and then the gap down, and then the huge gap up and another gap up. So this thing's showing some strength. But Friday and today combined, I'll show you 15-minute candles. You could even include Thursday on the gap up. It never broke its early high on Thursday or Friday or today. So that's what I'm looking for. You guys know my favorite setup on something like this is preferably maybe kind of a narrow range and then an afternoon high of day break. So that would be my favorite setup. And then lastly, I'm going to put RMED on watch, which isn't an interesting chart, but in after hours, this is trading at $7.45 right now. Had some news in after hours. So definitely a potential gapper tomorrow. We'll keep our eyes on that one as well. We'll add other gappers in the pre-market. And that's it for me. Today was super boring. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I'll see y'all in chat.